Welcome back to Mud Lake Ranch. Today we're here with the Girsan High Power. This is the MC P35 California. And the California insignia here means it is California compliant with most restrictive states. It has a 10-round steel magazine and a magazine disconnect safety. When the magazine is removed, the firearm cannot be discharged, protecting those who may think the firearm is empty simply because the magazine is removed, when in fact it could have a round in the chamber. Some firearms do allow you to pull the trigger with a round in the chamber and the magazine removed, so that's just something to be aware of. The Girsan High Power also features an ambidextrous lever safety here at the back of the frame that locks into the slide on both sides. Safety does not allow the hammer to fall or the slide to be racked when the safety is engaged. How did Girsan get to use the High Power name? So this is actually the Girsan High Power, named after the Browning High Power, or the FN High Power. FN manufactured the Browning High Power. John Moses Browning's final project was the Browning High Power. He died before it was released, but he was very involved with the project. I did another video on a Browning High Power in 40 cal. Be sure to watch that video. I'll leave it in the description. But world-renowned innovator of firearms, we are all grateful for the work of John Moses Browning. Now this gun bears the name High Power, and it is trademarked High Power. HIGH, the Browning High Power was HI Power. So they've gotten around the naming convention, and I absolutely love that they were able to name it after the original design. And as you can see, it is a great representation of the original High Power. It has a steel frame, steel slide. It is black blued. It's a bluing that is a black color on all of the steel features. It has a composite checkered frame, and if you're familiar with the High Power design, it has a nice curve that's really ideal for single hand fire. But for me, I don't like it for a more conventional grip where you're wrapping your thumbs, because that's kind of in the way. Nobody else has talked about that, but maybe my grip is just not perfected yet. But I don't necessarily like that. It puts my thumbs below the frame, like almost into the trigger if I try to ride on the thumb groove there, but it's really ideal for single-handed fire. The High Power is world famous because it was evolved in world wars. It was a standard issue for multiple countries. A lot of countries use this weapon because at the time it was the highest capacity and most powerful handgun available. At that time, semi-automatic firearms didn't have the capacity that the High Power did. We are not. This is like the High Power muted version with the 10-round steel magazine, but I do have two of them. I just gotta get good at changing mags. Girsan stepped it up with a few modernizations of the original design. Most notably, it has an optics cut. Now, to replace the optic, or to add an optic, you have to remove the entire plate, which includes your back sight posts. The sight posts are a 3-dot. On mine, they are a white dot, 3-dot, white dot optics, and they are dovetailed in the front so you can adjust your windage. And in the rear, I don't see any method of adjustment unless this screw allows you to raise and lower, but it's also the removal screw, so maybe perhaps there's a spring under there. We'll get to that in the next video, or I'll just check it out and throw it in the description. It has a loaded chamber indicator on the top of the slide, which was also not part of the original design. Ambi safeties, they've improved the beaver tail as well as made the hammer not quite come down all the way it used to. As you can see, it comes almost to my hand. There used to be issues with hammer bite, meaning when the hammer operates, it could pinch your webbing of your hand in between the hammer and the grip frame of the gun. It features the signature Browning High Power narrow front nose here. You can actually operate the slide from that narrow grip at the front or do your press checks from there. The serrations are subtle, but they are grippier than you might expect when you get actually looking at these. The gun weighs in at 1.8 pounds. It is a 7.75 inch overall length. The barrel is 4.87 inches. And if any of those things were wrong, I'll put them on the screen or in the description. I haven't fired this gun yet, so you're going to be the first watching me fire this gun. We're going to run it off some steel and off some soft targets, and we're going to see how I do accuracy-wise, how it cycles. Ammunition today is provided by American Ordnance. We'd like to thank American Ordnance for sponsoring today's video and providing the 9mm ammo. This is 9mm 124 grain full metal jackets, or FMJs. Thank you to American Ordnance. Check those guys out. Go to mudlakeranch.com/links. There is a code there related to this brand, so check those guys out. The Girsan High Power comes in the signature blue box so that you know it's a Girsan. Girsan is imported by EAA. EAA is an importer of many fine firearms, including the Girsan. The Girsan comes in a nice universal box for various firearms. It comes banded for retail sale, so there's no mistaking what gun this is. On the store shelf, you should remove that before you begin firing the weapon. It comes with the instruction manual. Be sure to peruse this to understand the functions of your firearm. It also comes with a cleaning brush, as well as the bicycle lock, and it also comes with a spare magazine, which I've already loaded up because we're getting ready to shoot this gun. That was a little sloppy. Let's tighten that group up a bit. The mags don't fall free. At least this mag did not fall free. I thought they would because they're steel, but that did not happen. I'm hitting low left. I'm probably pulling it. So when a hostage target doesn't reset, you just gotta shoot the hostage. Sweet. Now let's see how we do on the dueling tree here. I didn't do too hot on it earlier, but we're getting used to this gun now. Oh, I just missed. Come on. Getting better. All right, we're getting a little bit of rain here. Let's see if we can finish out this video without getting a damp bumper. Hey, my hostage is back. Got it. Sweet. Oh yeah, we're getting this thing now. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now I got this gun. Bitch. Hey, my hostage is back. Got it. Sweet. Oh yeah, we're getting this thing now. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now I got this gun. Ground's a little uneven here. I wish they drop. The mags don't drop. Remember that for... All right, let's go hit the infinite defense target. You won't be hearing any dinging this time. I got him. All right, down to my last 10 rounds from American Ordnance. See what we can do on the dueling tree this time. Getting a little fatigued out here. It's hot. Stopped raining though. Looks like we might get a little bit more behind me. This gun's getting hot, I can tell you that. That's all she wrote. Had fun with the last ones, free the single hand shots. Like I said, this thing feels awesome shooting single with your one hand because of the grip. I mean, it's made for combat. I mean, dueling pistols, you could be getting into it, you know. Anyway, let's wrap this thing up here. Magazine's out, chamber's clear, safety's on. All right, final thoughts on the Girsan MC P35 High Power California. Fantastic firearm. I say that a lot, don't I? This thing's a hot firearm. She's still wicked hot, and I've only ran a little over 100 rounds through it. A little spicy. Final thoughts on the Girsan MC P35 High Power California. Not a big fan of California compliant weapons or having to comply in any way, but I live in the state of New York, so a lot of these restrictions apply to me in my state as well. Girsan offers the high power in non-California compliant models as well. Traditional, standard high power capacity. The restrictions on capacity and locks and magazines and everything are absolutely horrendous, and they are intrusion on your Second Amendment rights. But let's get back to the gun. I love the sleek styling of the Girsan High Power. I love that they adopted the name and trademarked the name HIGHPOWER, High Power, to resonate with to harken back to the days of the actual high power, which was discontinued in 2018. I don't know. The biggest point of difference is this one is affordable. If you're in the market for a Browning high power, you're going to shell out a lot of doll hairs. This gun rings in at a lot less. I'll let you look this up on your own. I do not sell firearms. I simply review them. So an affordable version of the classic design. The Girsan High Power is a fantastic representation of what that harkens back to the days of the Browning High Power and the FN High Power. This gun improves upon it with its beaver tail design that doesn't allow for the hammer bite. It's optics ready. That is a step in the right direction for the high power design. Odd that you have to remove the rear sights, but I get it. There's not a lot of real estate there. And I was surprised to see an optics ready version of a high power given its domed or curved slide structure. It's very sleek in design, as you can see, and I love that they stayed true to that. This version of this design is an awesome way for the everyday gun owner to get their hands on a classic design like this in an affordable package with improvements. I would say that this is a fantastic firearm so far. I don't have 1,000 rounds through it yet, but I plan to come back to this thing and run at least that many before we revisit it. But right now, unless there's an issue, but right now this thing is running flawlessly. I didn't have any malfunctions. Let's just get to the likes, dislikes, and how I rate this thing. As much as most folks that are concealed carrying hate safeties, the ambidextrous safety on here is nice if you're just using it for a ranged gun or the gun on your bedside. Otherwise, they are intrusive for concealed carry. It's small enough, sleek enough, narrow enough that you could concealed carry it. I think that I would prefer this type of gun on an outside the waistband holster and using it at the range, or maybe even while hunting. It's a pretty cool gun. I love the design. Love that it stayed true to design. Let's talk about practicality. Let's get right into it. Practicality score, we're going to go with, for what it is, affordable version of a classic firearm. Affordable version of a classic firearm with that is optics ready, that complies with a state that doesn't understand the Second Amendment, but is available in real versions. Great 3-point white dot sights. I'm still getting used to it. I was pretty horrible out there on the range, but it is accurate once it is accurate. Practicality score, we're going to go with 8. Practical, affordable, harkens back to a great design. They fixed issues with the hammer bite on older guns. Don't really care that it has the manual safeties, but it does. If you want a safety, it has them. Trigger, you know what? I don't think I can pull this without the magazine in it, though. Yeah, you can't pull it up. I didn't do a trigger weight test. Trigger isn't that great. It's a little... It's got a little mush to it. It is soft. It has a squishy break. It's not a crisp trigger, and it's kind of heavy. Practicality score 8. This gun is a fantastic firearm for what it is and what it's trying to accomplish. Affordable, classic firearm. Accuracy, it was accurate enough. Hey, not knock your socks off, but hey, it does have optics ready slides, so that can improve the average shooter very quickly. We'll give her a 7.5 on accuracy. I'm sure it's better than that, but for me, I was hitting low left out of the box, and that could be because of my tendency to squeeze, and plus the trigger wasn't that crisp. I was kind of getting into it. Grips, they're classic to the design. I can't knock anything on that. Coolness factor. This gun is cool. If you're a high power fanatic, a high power fan, this is a way to get a brand new high power in 2025. The classic design, World War loser and winner, I think, but World War participant. Coolness factor, we're going to give this thing a 6.5. There were so many high powers produced, and it's really cool that they were able to recreate this design and improve upon it. This 6.5 is what I'm going to go with. It's not a knock. It's a cool gun. It's just there's so many cool handguns out there with so many unique, awesome features. This one hits on a lot of cool points. If you were just a huge fan of the FN high power, the Browning high power, and you wanted to buy a brand new one, this is about the coolest thing on planet Earth. They do make some interesting designs and colors of this that aren't available in the California model. They do make a California model that might appeal to a different crowd, so check that out. They do have a pearly white one that has some cool accents. Check that thing out. Coolness factor 6.5. Check out the Girsan high power. This thing was fantastic, fun to run. I enjoyed shooting it. Can't wait to get it back out here. If you found this video useful, helpful, or interesting, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe.